So hey friends, I don't know if this ever happens to you, but from time to time I end up falling down a rabbit hole on the internet or on YouTube. And yeah, that happened to me last week. And that's what brings me to North Dallas today.
She's lost. She's lost on land again. They lost my friend. Lost on land again.
So what started this particular rabbit hole was a little news report came up, just like a story, and it was talking about a fishing line that surrounds Manhattan Island in New York City. And I thought, what? So I clicked on it, and yeah, in the rabbit hole I went. So this fishing line around New York City is called an Eruv, E-R-U-V. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right or not, but it has to do with the Jewish community, the Orthodox Jews in New York. So the basic premise of this is that on the Sabbath, Jewish people are not allowed to carry things. It's very strict. I mean, they're not even allowed to carry things like car keys or, say, a book or a pen. You can't carry a cane or a walker. You can't even carry a small child or push a stroller legally on the Sabbath in public. Now, you can in private, and that's what this Eruv is. So it's basically an invisible, or really a symbolic wall, that if you're inside those walls, then that is considered private, a private domain, so that you are allowed to carry things like a child or your keys or things like that. So that's where this came from. Well, I did more research and found out there's 4 of these places in Dallas. So I got on and I looked at the maps and everything. It was very weird. They can use existing wires and fences. They don't have to necessarily string their own wire. So I believe in Dallas, they pretty much just use power lines. But there's certain ones, and like I said, there's a lot more to it than what I could learn in a half a day's studies, obviously. But I just thought it was very, very interesting that there's these little places around the country, around the whole world, that are like this. So yeah, I wanted to come to Dallas today and see if I can kind of follow along the little route. Like I said, now, some of the map, it was kind of hard to tell what was going on because they were unnamed streets. So I have a feeling it's going to be like alleyways and things like that. I don't know why this really interested me enough to come and try to find an invisible fence, but hey, what else do I have to do on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, right? A couple of other little details I learned about this. The invisible wall, the symbolic wall, can't cross over a river or a body of water that flows into the city. So there's all kinds of things that they have taken into consideration. Also, whenever they are stringing any kind of wire, for instance, like in New York, if at any time their fishing line gets messed up, it has to be repaired before Sabbath, or it could really cause a lot of havoc in the Jewish people's lives. So there have been a few times, the Macy's Day Thanksgiving parade, I guess, gives them a lot of concern because you know how easily that would be to knock a fishing line out of the sky with one of those big floats. And when Hurricane Sandy happened, I guess it damaged a lot of it. So it's up to the rabbi who has to drive around the entire perimeter to make sure that the wires are all where they're supposed to be before Sabbath, which is sundown Friday night through sundown Saturday. So I'm starting today at Churchill Park. I'm right on the corner of Churchill Lane and Breckenridge, and that's one of the intersections where this Eruv starts, or is, or whatever. So yeah, I thought I'd just come out and see what it's all about, see what I can see. Because I have a feeling that there's a pretty large Jewish community inside this Eruv. That would make sense. So I might go try to find a synagogue too while we're here, a temple, whatever they call them. I'm not sure. Anyway, I am sure there are a lot of you guys out there that know way more about this stuff than I do, and please feel free to comment anything that you know about this. Like I said, I just find it very interesting, rather fascinating. So I thought I'd bring you along, and hopefully you will enjoy this day with me. Okay, so this is Churchill Way and Hillcrest, and so the lines go across the street and to the left. And that is the invisible fence. Then it makes a turn on Forest Lane. Here we are on the corner of Preston Road and Forest Lane. Those wires right there, taking a left. Alright, I'm trying to find the southern boundary. And I think I'm going to be right about that alleyway. Oh, yep, it's right there. Interesting. I wonder if I'm allowed to drive down there. It looks a little narrow, but trash trucks do it. Why can't I, right? Yeah, what'd you do this weekend? Oh, I drove down alleys in Dallas. What? Alleys? Yeah, alleys. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's pretty narrow. Huh. So the people on the left of the wires are in Eruv. The people to the right are not. Yep, and it just keeps following down this alley. Well, that is interesting. Now I'm going to ask Google a question. Hey Google, take me to the nearest Jewish synagogue.
Sure, Tiferet, Israel. Let's go.
Okay. Oh my goodness, is that a house? Holy cow. Oh, I guess this is it. We found it. So there's a trail right here. It's called the North something Trail. And the wires right by it, yes, those big wires right there are the invisible wall. Yep, North Haven Trail, that's what it is. Huh. Well, this was interesting. This was kind of fun. So it turns out, yeah, there wasn't a lot to see, but it was kind of interesting. Definitely kind of interesting. So didn't know this existed. So if you live in a bigger city or town, for all you know, there's one of these in your city too. Just check it out. Google it. You'll be amazed at the things you find around you that you never knew existed. Or in this case, really don't exist. It's kind of imaginary. Anyway, thanks for coming along, you guys. I really do appreciate it. Y'all, stay lost, my friends. Yep, even if you're just driving in circles in Dallas. Fun times. Okay, since I'm in Dallas, I'm wondering, should I go pay GT Ogre a visit? Yeah, might as well since I'm here. So this is Deep Ellum, and there's a lot of private businesses here that don't allow parking. Alright, this is the front of GT Ogre's business. I'm not doxing him, he puts it out there. That's how I know. And this is the back of GT Ogre's. You can already see the no parking signs, right? No parking, no parking. Definitely no parking. Do you see all the cameras? So I love that. Legal notice, video recording, and streaming. Towing enforced. No parking, towing enforced, towing enforced. Alright, well I have a little message for GT Ogre, so I'm going to get out and, yeah. That was so silly, super silly of me. So if I ever make the GT Ogre videos, I will let you know. And, yeah, GT Ogre, if you're watching this, thanks for the fun, man. I really am very highly entertained by your channel. Anyway, that is all, guys. Y'all stay lost, my friends, and watch where you park. Okay. If you're not familiar with who GT Ogre is, you've got to check out his channel. He just has these cameras on his business, and he ends up making videos out of the people he tows away. Like I said, it's highly entertaining. I mean, it's sad that these people are getting towed, but yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. All right, heading home out of Dallas.